This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
Today's video is brought to you by Raycon. Let's talk about what happened yesterday. Well, let's talk about what happened in June of 2021 when Republicans, 21 of them, refused to vote for legislation that would honor, that would bestow upon members of the Metropolitan District of Columbia Police Department and the Capitol Police the Congressional Gold Medal for their heroism involving the January 6th insurrection at the United States Capitol. 21. And it's the same group that you would suspect would vote against police who claim that they're pro-cop, law and order, back the blue, thin blue line, blue lives matter, all of that. But yesterday, while awarding these Congressional Gold Medals, the family of Brian Sicknick, a Trump supporter, Brian Sicknick, voted for Donald Trump, who died, suffered a couple strokes during the insurrection, and then died the next day. His family refused to shake the hand of Mitch McConnell and Kevin McCarthy. Justifiably so. They shook the hands of Chuck Schumer in the line, the procession line or whatever, hugged him, showing affection and gratitude for what was done, and then passed right on by Mitch McConnell, who had his hand out. I got a clip of that. I'm going to name the names of the people who refused to vote for it. And there's also another clip of Brian Sicknick, I believe his brother, just excoriating Republicans. Republicans, they have to know how despicable they are, right? Mitch McConnell can't expect gratitude with his hand extended, right? Kevin McCarthy didn't even seem like he expected a handshake. Both hands on the medal case, both hands, so he's not embarrassed like Mitch McConnell. Big day. We're going to talk about that. Before we do, a word from today's sponsor, Raycon. As we approach the end of the year, does your mind begin to race with everything that must get done before you can properly enjoy the holidays? All the loose ends at work, all the errands before you travel or before your guests arrive, and then all the presents. Ugh. How does it all get done? With Raycon. Raycon's lineup of wireless earbuds, headphones, and speakers has you covered for every conference call, every gathering, and every gift. All Raycon products offer premium sound, a ton of useful features, and up to 54 hours of battery life. With their almost custom, comfortable fit, I wear Raycon's everyday earbuds every day. They're not coming out. I wear them when I'm working, when I'm out, and when I'm working out. Click the below description link or go to buyraycon.com/Dollemore to get 15% off site-wide with code HOLIDAY. And for December, Raycon is holding a countdown to Christmas with new pop-up deals every day. Keep your ears peeled. Think about the benefits of Raycon products during the holidays alone. You can kick off the Yuletide shindig with one of their excellent speakers or tune out obnoxious relatives with a pair of noise-isolating earbuds. Raycons also start out at half the price of other premium audio brands for those gift purchases. And their site offers free shipping, free returns, buy now, pay later, and 30-day happiness guarantee. So this year, allow Raycon to make your presents many and your troubles few. Head to buyraycon.com/Dollemore or simply click the link in the description below to get 15% off site-wide with code HOLIDAY. At buyraycon.com/Dollemore, 'tis the season for better sound. All right, let's get into this. Let's first play the video to give you kind of a flavor of what went down at this ceremony, which must have been an emotional ceremony for the family of fallen officers, and really any family member and the officers who were awarded this honor from Congress. First, let's start with the 30-second or so video of Mitch McConnell trying to get his hand shaken to no avail. I believe that last lady, the one who kissed Chuck Schumer, was Gladys Sicknick, the mother of Brian Sicknick, who looked Mitch McConnell, or appeared to look Mitch McConnell, dead in the eyes while refusing to shake his hand. And the reason I believe this is an appropriate response is, I think, obvious. It's self-evident. And that is because Republicans have done nothing but set Donald Trump up to be who he was, the President of the United States. They embraced his racism. They embraced his white supremacist policies. They embraced his autocratic tendencies. They covered for him. They made excuses for him. And then when he incited a violent insurrectionist mob against the United States, they kind of pushed back, only to ultimately fall right back in line. So why would they expect, aside from all of the rhetoric, Blue Lives Matter, why would they expect gratitude from the families who were put directly in harm's way by the insurrectionists? Here's Brian Sicknick's brother talking about the reasons for all of this.
Self-explanatory, but, they came out right away and condemned what happened on January 6th. And whatever hold that Trump has on them, they've backstepped, they've danced. They won't admit to wrongdoing, not necessarily them themselves, but of Trump, of the rioters. I mean, people like Louis Gohmert, who presented an American flag that was flown over the Capitol to a January 6th rioter and told them they were a patriot. It's disgusting. And it takes away everything my brother's done. It takes away the heroism my brother showed.
You don't think they deserved a handshake in this context?
No, definitely not. No, because unlike Liz Cheney, they have no idea what integrity is. They can't stand up for what's right and wrong. With them it's party first. Liz gave up her political career to do what was right
and try to find the truth.
She's the one ray of hope, her and the whole committee, that they can show integrity, that they can show they actually care about the process, about democracy, about everything that goes on. And these guys are, as long as it's got a big R in front of it, we're going to do whatever you do.
He's absolutely right. They have showed no integrity. It is party first. It is party over country, party over democracy. And by virtue of that, by extension of that, Donald Trump over democracy, Donald Trump over country, Donald Trump even over party for these people. Scott McFarland is a CBS journalist, and he tweeted this about this exchange. I believe he took that video. I spoke with Brian Sicknick's mother, Gladys, about her choice not to shake hands with Representative McCarthy and Senator McConnell at the Congressional Gold Medal ceremony. She said, quote, "I don't understand how they can stand there. They'll go down to Mar-a-Lago and kiss his ring or whatever they do down there." She seems to have her finger on the pulse. Second tweet, other comments from Sicknick family about McCarthy and McConnell, quote, "They continue to perpetrate the big lie. They refuse to condemn Donald Trump. They're two-faced, and it's self-explanatory." I believe that to be true. Back in June of 2021, this bill was voted for to award the Congressional Gold Medal to these cops. 21 Republicans voted against it. 21. The vote was 409 to 21. So for all of the talk about Democrats betraying law enforcement, Democrats defunding the police, not backing the blue, 409 individuals, all Democrats voted for this, and 21 Republicans voted no. And we're gonna name the names of the 21. Again, usual suspects. But I'm gonna read some quotes from some of the dumb shits who gave their reasoning behind not voting. This is from a CNN article entitled 21 Republicans Vote No on Bill to Award Congressional Gold Medals to January 6th police officers. Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia told reporters that she voted against the Congressional Gold Medal to U.S. Capitol police officers and MPD because she does not believe the legislation should refer to January 6th as an insurrection. Apparently, they should receive Congressional Gold Medals. She agrees that they deserve the gold medals, but for working the day of a tourist event. Working on the day of a happy family reunion, as Michelle Bachmann put it. I wouldn't call it an insurrection, Greene told reporters. Greene also said she had issue with the language of the bill that referred to the Capitol complex as, quote, the temple of our American democracy. This is not a temple, that is for sure, Marjorie Taylor Greene said. She doesn't understand the symbolic language of it. It's not literally a temple, you dipshit. It's colorful, artful, symbolic, metaphoric language. Republican Representative Thomas Massey of Kentucky, another gem, also said his vote against the legislation was because of the language of the bill, specifically the references to the Capitol as a temple and January 6th as an insurrection. What would you call it, Thomas Massey? What would you call a violent armed attack against the United States at the United States Capitol in order to reinsert Donald Trump extra-constitutionally, anti-democratically into the White House? What would you call that? Quote, there are pending cases or trials right now, indictments against people, and I think if we call it an insurrection, it would have a bearing on their case, he said. If they just wanted to give the police recognition, they could have done it without trying to make it partisan, he said. So apparently, calling the insurrection what it is, an insurrection, that's making it political. This tells me he stands with the failed coup leaders. He stands with those people who have been now convicted of seditious conspiracy, sedition against the United States, and entering into a conspiracy, one with another, to commit sedition. When asked if he thought what happened on January 6th was an insurrection, he answered, I think it was a mob, but I don't think it was an insurrection. No. Pressed again, the article continues, he said, they were protesting and I don't approve of the way they protested, but it wasn't an insurrection. My goodness, can you imagine what a real insurrection would look like? Yeah, we can imagine, Thomas Massey. We witnessed it. Live on television, we witnessed it on January 6, 2021. We witnessed Donald Trump's speech where he dispatched the mob, incited the violent, armed, he knew they were armed, incited the violent, armed mob and instructed them to converge upon the Capitol. Other members, such as Representative Andrew Clyde and Representative Andy Biggs, ignored questions from CNN to explain their vote. You'll remember Andrew Clyde said it was the tourist. Oh, just like a normal tourist day. Like just tours of the Capitol. Here are the 21 Republicans who voted against congressional gold medals. Again, a who's who of dumb f***ery. Lauren Boebert of Colorado, John Rose of Tennessee, Andy Harris of Maryland, Thomas Massey, the aforementioned dipshit from Kentucky, Bob Good of Virginia, Louis Gohmert of Texas, Barry Moore of Alabama, Ralph Norman of South Carolina, Matt Rosendale of Montana, Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia, Chip Roy of Texas, Paul Gosar of Arizona, Andy Biggs of Arizona, Warren Davidson of Ohio, Scott Perry, also a conspiracy, entered into a conspiracy to have this happen, Scott Perry of Pennsylvania, Matt Gaetz, of course, of Florida, Greg Steube of Florida, Andrew Clyde of Georgia, Jody Heiss of Georgia, Mary Miller, fond of Hitler, Mary Miller of Illinois, and Michael Cloud of Texas. The Blue Lives Matter crowd voting against awarding congressional gold medals that were awarded yesterday to the police who responded that day. Disgraceful, and good on the family of Brian Sicknick for voicing in such a direct and public manner their displeasure of their own Republican Party. They're lifelong Republicans, these people. What do you think? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. I'd love to hear from you. You can also follow me on social media. I am at Dollemore on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you appreciate what I do and I bring you some value, become a channel member. For $1.99, you can become a channel member, or you can click on over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast and help support what I do there. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.